Recording. Yeah. Hi once more. Today is 15th of September, and this is Metal3 Community meeting. Just the usual reminder that this meeting will be or is recorded right now, and later will be posted on the Metal3 YouTube channel. If you have any items that you want to discuss today, please go ahead and add it to our agenda for today. Please also make sure to add your name in the attendance list. If you have anything to discuss today, you can use this link to add your topic to the Google Doc. So as usual, if there is someone new on the call, you can just give us a brief intro about yourself. If it's the first time you're participating, and meanwhile, I'll just mute my microphone. All right, I assume we don't have anyone new on the call, then so we can start with the agenda. So the first item is from me regarding the Cube Builder. This is actually something that Zane was interested to discuss, and I think it originated from one of the pull requests that was open towards BMO. Zane, do you want to start something, and then we could maybe start the session?
Yeah, so I can't remember what version of Cube Builder we're stuck on. It's like,
yeah,
no, I don't remember it all. Anyway, it's some ancient version. So right now we've got a bunch of people creating new CRDs, including me, and Cube Builder is generating stuff with kind of old deprecated or actually removed API versions. I think the CRDs themselves are okay, but it's like some of the other stuff that comes along with them, like the webhooks, I think is one. So if in order to get to the point with Cube Builder where we're generating using only V1 APIs, no V1 beta 1, we would have to upgrade all the way to V3. It looks to me like the changes are not huge. So it may not be a problem. I don't know how that fits in with, in terms of like versions of libraries and stuff, whether that fits in with what CapM3 is doing, or whether there'd be problems with library versions there. I guess maybe we don't need, maybe we can treat CapM3 and bare metal operators separately in terms of when we upgrade them.
Yes, I was just looking like a couple of minutes ago to this. If we use latest Cube Builder, which is V3, and whenever we are generating new CRD, by default, it is true that it's generating V1 API version of CRDs, since it's removed, as you said, in 1.22 Kubernetes version. But switching to Cube Builder V3 means basically, I think it is internally upgrading some of its components like controller runtime, controller tools, and so on. And by just quickly looking at the BMO, I realized that we have in the Go mode, we have almost the latest controller runtime version. And so it seems to me that we manually upgraded those parts that actually also serve for Cube Builder, but there is some things that are left untouched and not properly updated, which is causing those new CRD generations still to use V1 beta 1. One of them is this one, this file, the project, which shows V2. And normally when you're using V3 of Cube Builder, it should be V3. I don't know how big like what is the impact, or if this is actually something that is affecting how KubeBuilder works, or if it's just like showing to us that it's that the KubeBuilder project, sorry, the KubeBuilder used in this project is a V2.
I think that's just the format of the project file, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to understand what are the things that we are left that are not properly updated, but I'm not yet sure. And in Cap3, we the way that it's generated, it's a little bit different, I think, the code, but it's the same story here, that we have the latest controller runtime. It's almost the same as in the BMO. I haven't tried to generate the new CRD here and like test it and see if it's using V1 beta 1 or V1. But the way that we're using KubeBuilder here is a little bit different than in VMO, because whenever we are running make generate for generating like the CRDs, for example, after the Go code, for example, the API is introduced to the Go code, we're installing the KubeBuilder on the fly with what was that? I think it's here and here. So we're basically installing it and then using it to generate the CRDs. So make generate basically ends up with running this shell script, and we have specified it here. So it's more or less the same situation as in BMO. I think the same version of the KubeBuilder, but the components of the KubeBuilder, like control runtime, the tools, and so on, they are using the latest. So and by looking at this guide that KubeBuilder has written in their book, I also looked just quickly, and it doesn't seem to be really complicated change. So it should be quite straightforward. And I'm actually interested to look into this, but I didn't have the time to check this before the call. Yes.
Yeah, so it sounds to me like this is very doable, and so I'd be in favor of getting to the latest version. If you or someone else has got the time available to do that, then yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, sure. Actually, Kashif was also interested. Like he couldn't make the joining today, but he was just telling me that he was interested. So maybe I will just create an issue and assign it to me and Kashif, and then actually send some patches like after some tests.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Good. Any questions or comments on this? Okay. If not, then let's move on. So the next item is from Mahnur, asking for reviews, I think. Mahnur, please go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting, but your voice is really breaking and I cannot understand it. And I think same for others. It's very low.
Hello, is it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. So we were working on RAID configurations on Dell hardware, and we added a couple of fields, physical disks and controller. I've linked this is the implementation, and the specification PR. I've also linked that, and I'm looking for reviews on these two.
So see, Demetrius not here at the moment. There was some discussion on this previously where y'all were going to go talk to the Ironic community about this. Was there an outcome from that discussion?
Yes, we were going to do the generic disk naming approach first, but it was not very favorable. It was not possible to do that with different kinds of hardware reliably. So for now, we're just doing it with the actual physical disk names without giving them generic names or attempting to do so.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. No, that's it for me. If anyone has any questions, they can drop them on the PR or ask me now.
Okay, I think.
I will take a look at the proposal. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any questions or comments? I think no, right? Cool. Then thanks, Makar, and I hope you will get some reviews on the proposal, and then eventually on the pull request, because usually I think you know the process, that it's like the proposal that needs to go through the review process, then approved, merged eventually, and then we start the implementation. So hopefully you'll be able to get some final reviews and finalize your proposal.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yep, thanks. So the next one is for me, it was just like small quick announcement, is that we received a request from CNCF to make an annual review for the Metal3 project. So there are a couple of questions that we need to answer, and then we need to open a pull request with those answers, and then send that pull request to the CNCF, and then CNCF will evaluate how it went for the Metal3 within, for example, last 1 year, or from the time when we entered to be the incubating project. And I think based on that status of the review, they will also do some assessment and so on. I don't know the whole process, but we have the deadline of 2 months. So the last day is November 10th, and we have to prepare that document, or just like README document with all those questions. Those questions are sent to the maintainers of the Metal3. So there are like a couple of people who have received, I hope, and I will try to maybe just open the document and share with the maintainers, and try to answer those questions, and then submit the pull request, and then ask everyone to review again, and then once ready, try to send it to CNCF. Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, so I think what you said is what I was going to suggest, which is that we like open a Google Doc or something so we can all collaborate on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Sure. Cool. Then let's move on to the next one from Shukun. Status of the proposal. I think before you go, Shukun, if I'm not wrong, I think we agreed, or I was asking like 2 weeks ago, if you could agree on lazy consensus to merge the proposal, if everyone is okay. I saw a couple of people saying that they are okay with the consensus, and just based on that, to be honest, I said maybe we could set the lazy consensus for a week, which was last week. So if no questions, like if there are no further questions or comments on the proposal, I would personally suggest to merge them, this proposal, and move on with the implementation. But I would be happy first to also to hear from you, Shukun, what you have in your mind, and from others on this proposal, because it's a big work, I know. So go ahead, Shukun.
Oh, okay. I just I also noticed that you suggested to merge this from last week, and I just want to know that if this proposal can be merged, or it still need more time. So that's it.
So anyone have any questions or comments on this, or do you think you need more time to review this proposal? Okay. If not, then I think it's okay, since we kind of had an agreement for this to merge. So I will go ahead and merge, and then just put it just like quick note that we merged, and then hopefully you can just go ahead with its implementation. Super.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thanks to you for the old work. So then move on. Next one is from Max regarding Helm charts. I think I know this. Max, please go ahead.
Yeah, given that BMO now resides out of the normal project or the normal things that get applied by Cluster API, you somehow need to deploy it. I basically added a PR that adds a Helm chart for that. A few things that I noticed is that the ironic chart is basically also very outdated, and I basically stripped it down to just BMO in there. And the other thing is that that complete repository that already exists has no Helm chart repo behind it. So it's pretty much you manually need to clone that repo, package the charts for them for yourself, and put them up. There is no easy way to use them, and I think we should solve that. If I saw it correctly, most of Metal3 already uses GitHub Pages, and it's quite easy to use the chart releaser to add an automatically updating a repository via GitHub Pages for that chart repo. But that needs to be done by somebody inside the project with the correct rights.
Regarding this pull request, thanks a lot, and sorry that I still didn't review because I was promising you last week. But I'll try to find some time, hopefully during this week. Regarding this GitHub Pages, I remember there was someone on one of the projects under the org who was working on setting up GitHub Pages previously for MetalCube. But that person is not in MetalCube anymore. But that doesn't mean that we cannot do that, because we have many people with owner rights on the repo who can help to set it up, including myself. But I'm just a disclaimer that I'm not I don't have the approve or review rights on this, but I can still review. So I will take a look, review, but I cannot give it LGTM and approve. I was actually trying to find the reviewers, the maintainers of this repo, but I don't know if they are on Slack. I think Russell is not in MetalCube anymore, and I don't know this person, Jinghua and Ogil. We could try to bring them.
Yeah, that repository hasn't seen any commits since
2 years, maybe.
another
Yeah.
1.5 years, really, or a significant commit since 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my concern would be that this repo is completely unmaintained. I think it looks like the last substantive change was, I guess maybe there was one a year and a half ago, but yeah, like publishing it kind of would possibly imply to people that we're actually maintaining it, and it doesn't seem like we are. I agree that leaving it in this state is probably bad. Like, we probably should start maintaining it or archive it.
Yeah, I agree. I would maybe we could try to ping those people in that repo who are the maintainers, and if they're also not interested, just update the OVERS files. Try to request who is interested to maintain this repo, and then if there are people interested, maybe update the OVERS file with active people in the project. Yeah, that's all I can say. But I can take a look, Max.
I mean, we're maintaining the charts nevertheless, because we internally use them. So it doesn't really.
So sorry, could you repeat?
So we are maintaining them the charts nevertheless because we internally use them. Worst case is that I basically publish them somewhere else so that
Okay.
people can use it.
Yeah. Are you maintaining it like on a Git, like on a private Git, like, or
Yes, we are actively using them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see.
Especially the ironic one is something that we needed to build because the current charts that existed for running ironic in Kubernetes were, let's call it, poorly implemented and very buggy.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you're interested, maybe you could help us also with this repo. I mean, we could try to find like a couple of more people who would be interested to maintain. And if you're also interested, please just let us know, and then
Yeah, sure.
we could try to maybe to update the repo a little bit, the ownership of the repo.
There are a few more people from my org that would be interested in helping out.
Yeah, that's amazing. Then maybe I'll just discuss it with the maintainers and then quickly ping you on the Slack, and then maybe you can help us to find those people as well, if they're your colleagues or team members.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so I think that's the last item for today. Anyone still wants to discuss anything before we cut the call? No? Okay, then thanks everyone for joining, and see you next time. Have a nice rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.